So we've kind of created this way of the world where everything is a struggle. Like we're always trying to survive, always trying to win. And we use these kind of words in analogy. Success, achievement, all of that's like you have to fight to achieve something. Strive, be the best, all that sort of stuff. But most of us know that this doesn't bring us bliss. This way of looking at the world doesn't bring us bliss. It doesn't bring us peace. But yet we don't understand that the way that we see the world determines how much bliss we get. We see it the other way around. Like, I'm going to keep fighting until somebody gives me a whole bunch of bliss. But the very fact that you're fighting, the very fact that you've decided to be Mr. Warrior or Mrs. Warrior, means that you are choosing to defeat everything, struggle with everything, have conflict with everything. Where's the bliss in that? Everyone knows that there's a more blissful purpose to life, but we just don't know how to achieve it. So this is us, kete mange jod apar. Continuously struggling, continuously fighting. Ketiya ganit nahi vichar. There are so many ketiya. Ganat means I can't count them. Their numbers cannot be contemplated. Ketiya ganat nahi vichar. Such are many, their numbers cannot be contemplated. There are so many of us that are begging from the world, struggling in the world, depending on the world. Every person, every creature, every animal, every cell in our body actually works in that way, that it's just waiting to receive something. Kete kap tutte vekar. The word cup is very interesting. It's like bickering, squabbling. Tutte means to break. Vekar means that which is useless, filth, rubbish. It can also mean corruption. Kete kap tutte vekar. So many squabble and are broken by this falsehood. So, we talked about seeing the world as this constant giving. Somebody can argue, well, what's the reason for thinking like that? Why do we need to remember this all the time? Okay, we've been given a body. Okay, we've been given breath. Okay, we've been given food and sunlight and warmth and all those lovely natural things. But why do we need to spend our time remembering it? It's there, it's free. We haven't paid for it, we acknowledge that. But why do we need to remember it? Why not just go on enjoying these free gifts? So a lot of people don't see much value in this kind of way of thinking. They don't see the value in contemplating these ideas, to changing their way of looking at the world. And what they do is then they end up back in this struggle. Remember we talked about the Jodhe, the warriors? Everything is a squabble, everything is bickering with the world. And Guruji says that if you don't see the world in this way, what are you doing? You're going to come here, you're going to squabble and bicker with a few people, and eventually you're going to die. Kete khap tutte vekar. In this vekar, this is not something that's going to stay with you. This world, this material possessions, they're not going to stay with you. So you're going to spend all of your life struggling to earn something that's just ultimately useless. And tutte is the interesting word. In doing that, you're going to break something. What are you going to break? You're going to break your connection with the universe. There's a beautiful way to look at the universe, which is this grace, which is this gratitude. But the ones who don't, kap tutte vekar, they're just cup, they're always just bickering and arguing and squabbling in the world over useless things, and in doing that they break something. They break that ability to be blissful, connected, happy. And there are countless people like this. Kete khap tutte vekar. Kete lele mukkar pahe. How many take and take? Le, mukkar paye. Mukkar paye means to become ungrateful, to become so selfish and egotistical. So many consume and consume, becoming ungrateful. Kete le, mukkar paye. The more we receive in life, the more possessions that we fill our lives with, the greater the delusion that we create for ourselves. That there is this me and there is these possessions that I own. And the more that we surround ourselves with, the greater we think we are. You've only got 2 cars, I've got 20. No thought about where did those cars come from? Are they ultimately going to stay with you? Where does your body come from? Where does your mind come from? No thought of that. Just, yeah, I did this. I earned all of these things. This is mine. This kind of ungrateful way of looking at the world, not seeing the world as grace, but seeing the world as things that you've achieved, your dominance over others. So this is this being ungrateful. La mukkar paye. And Guruji ultimately uses one word for this way of thinking. Kete murak khahi kahe. This is foolishness, Guruji says. And there are countless fools who think in this way. Kete murak. Murak means foolish. Countless fools, kahi kahe. They're eating, they're enjoying the fruits of the universe, but in their own foolishness, they're not acknowledging it. So many fools consume and consume. Kete murak kahi kahe. So these are the fools who are continuously, kahi kahe means there's a continuous cycle of just consuming the universe. We do that even with our breath. We're constantly breathing in an ungrateful way. Like it's just there. Like it's something that we deserve. And what's even more foolish about this way of thinking is that when you receive something, you rejoice, and when something gets taken away, you cry. So it's part of this perception that we've created in the world. Now, Guru has always said that seeing the world as divine grace, the ability to see the world in this way is not your choosing. That the ability to see this, the ability to understand the world in this way, that too is grace. And the ones who don't see the world in this way, they simply are lacking that grace. So, how can Guru be so judgmental over people who just haven't been given this understanding? How can you call someone a fool for something they don't know? So Guruji here isn't talking from a point of ego. Guruji is not saying from a point of superiority, look at us, we're in the club that knows the right way to see the world, and you people belong in the wrong club. You guys are the fools. And that's how we talk. Even within Sikhi, we're the Gurmukhs, you guys are the Manamukhs. We create this division. Guruji is not doing this here. Guruji is not talking from a perspective of superiority. You know, even sometimes when a parent uses harsh words to a child, there's a meaning behind it. Sometimes you have to say things just to get children to stop and listen. So sometimes you have to use words carefully that get people to just say, hang on, there's something serious here. Guru is calling me a fool. But we have to understand that the Guru isn't trying to attack our ego. Guru is simply just placing another way, a way that you don't refer to yourself. Guru is saying, I'm going to call you this. So you say, hang on, is that really me? Am I really one of those people? See, from the Guru, even harsh words are a gift. Even when the Guru uses harsh words against us, it's a gift, it's a teaching, it's a blessing. Guru Ram Das Ji says, Je gur chidke ta mitha lage, je bakshe ta gur vadiyai. Even if the Guru tells me off, I find it sweet. Remember what we talked about? This kind of grace way of looking at the world? Yeah? We say that everyone is a potential argument. Everyone is one word away from an argument. Isn't that true? They only have to say one thing and that's it, full-blown argument. But there's a way of looking at the world which is everything is an opportunity to learn, everything is a grace. So the ones who have built this relationship with the Guru, they know that the Guru is not trying to argue with them. They know there's no point trying to argue with the Guru. And when the Guru says something strong, it's for your benefit. Je gur chidke ta mitha lage. I see it as sweet, Guru Ram Das Ji says, when the Guru tells me off. And when the Guru blesses me in this way, ta gur vadiyai, then it's his greatness. It's not my greatness that I see it as sweet. It's his greatness that he's blessed me to see it in this way. Je gur chidke ta mitha lage. How beautiful, huh? What a way to look at the world. Every moment is grace. So Guruji, when he calls us a murak, it's a grace. It's a moment to sit and listen. Guru has something important to tell us. We've seen some of these concepts before. We talked about verse 3 at the beginning, when Guruji talked about Gave ko taan hove kise taan, gave ko daat jane nisan. If we carry on down verse 3, we hear Dinda de lende thak paaye juga jugantar khahi khaye. The giver keeps giving to the point where the receiver cannot even contemplate it anymore. They get tired, not of receiving, but get tired of acknowledging how much they are receiving. But juga jugantar, for countless lives and countless ages, khahi khahe. So here the same concept is there. Kete mur khahi khahe. So what is Guruji doing here? What is Guruji doing by linking a verse that we've seen in the beginning of JAPJI Sahib, verse 3, with this stage of the JAPJI Sahib now? In the beginning of JAPJI Sahib, Guruji was talking about Gave ko daat jane nisan, this way of looking at the world and singing and rejoicing about it. Now, having gone through this journey, Guruji is saying, do you remember that way of singing? Now you know the right way to sing. When you've listened, suniye, maniye, when you've gone into that internal state of understanding, of meditative contemplation, when you've come out the other end and you've lost your ego and you've understood, now you know what I meant when we're talking about in verse 3. Gave ko taan hove kise taan, gave ko daat jane nisan. Guru says that don't even think by your singing that you're somehow great. Kathana kathina ave tot. Yeah? Just by you singing the praises of the universe, you're not doing anything great. But it's a great way to live. Kat kat kathi koti kot kot, denda de lende thak paye. You do your singing. You make life your song. You continue to give just as the universe is giving to you all the time. Live in this way. Make life this kind of beautiful song. And don't worry, the universe is going to keep giving. That's his system. Denda de lande thak paye, juga jugantar khai khai, hukmi hukam chalaye rao. This is the hukam, this is the system that will keep going. Nanak says, Vigse Viparvav. Nanak says that it is completely carefree. It is playful. But now you understand what it is. In verse 3, you may not have understood what it was. You may not have known, how do you live like that? How do we accept hukum like that? So here Guruji is clarifying this concept. So, if we're to draw some conclusion from this teaching, ultimately we just have to ask ourselves, what is my perception of the world? How do I choose to see the world? This is nothing to do with religion now. It's nothing to do with whether you're a believer or an atheist. This is relevant to everyone. Remember, Guru Nanak is the Guru of the world. Relevant to everyone. How do you choose to see the world? Are you going to wake up tomorrow morning and let it be a struggle, a battle? Or is there a way of looking at the world that can give you that bliss that you so desire, that peace, that contentment that we're all after? Can you get it now by just seeing the world as a grace? Change your perception and the world around you will change.